All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another video. All right, y'all. So I want to talk about this. I know a lot of people don't care, but I was discussing this last night in the live stream. GFL, they just announced a whole bunch of fighters they just signed, men, including women, across the board. They've been signing, older fighters, some new fighters as well. And like I said, I think that's a good idea for, the new fighters to also join up against, those fighters like Julia Budd, Toledo Bernardo, because those levels are going to give them experience when they move forward to try to sign to like the UFC or so on, right? But I want to talk about this particular fighter here. I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't care what's going on with her. But look, me as a fight fan, sometimes I get a little worried about these fighters, even if I'm not like a huge fan, like a huge fan of some of these fighters. I'm still kind of curious as to see what's going to happen here. And as y'all know, Paige VanZant, she's also one of the fighters that signed on to GFL. And she's been gone from the world of MMA for about 3 years now. She's been doing other things, a lot of other dangerous things like bare knuckle boxing, real boxing, and even going to the extent of power slap, right? Now, as y'all know, she tends to make more money from her bigger outlets, which is OnlyFans and, her website, where, she's posting everything. And I mean, everything, right? Another flesh market, right? And with that, I think that, of course, that's the route that she's been going and it's been doing well for her. But she wants to come back to the world of MMA and she continues to fight on. And, like she said, she just wants to continue to compete. And that's her thing, right? But what's crazy to me is how, she'll voice that, how she still likes to fight, but at the same time say things like, oh, you know what, I made more money over here, doing OnlyFans and so on versus the UFC and these other, fight ventures, right? So when I look at that with her signing back on, I just have to say to myself, I hope Paige knows what she's doing. I hope she knows what she's doing in this situation. And I would do this video for anybody I feel a little worried about or a little scared for. Even if like Joanna was going to come back, granted, Joanna was a longtime champion. Granted, she just got the, the Hall of Fame inductee and everything. And, she's beat some of the best fighters. But if she chose to come back now, I would be worried about her as well, because look at all the damage she's taken. But look at all the damage Paige VanZant's taken throughout her career. It's not like, to me, where Paige is going on like a long layoff and, it was just like some type of injury that held her back, say like a Tatiana Suarez, and she could still come back and perform at a high level. No, it wasn't like that, So when I see a fighter like Paige VanZant sign, my thought straight up, first off, was, I hope she knows what she's doing. I say that because I just think that this might be a bad look for her, and it could end not good. It could end going not well for her. And that's the thing, a lot of fight fans are like hardcore fight fans, even trainers and other fighters, when they hear videos like this, they're going to say, how are people that never been in the cage before, how are they going to tell us how dangerous this thing is? Well, the thing to me is, how are you fighters going to forget how dangerous this thing is? That's the best way I can put it. I understand, like, fighters, they understand how dangerous it is, but it seems to me there comes a point when a lot of these fighters, they forget how dangerous it is and they just continue to fight on. Even when fighters first start, the thing is, the question they have to ask themselves is this worth a paycheck? And just because you've been in there so many times before and you've taken so many fights and, you've taken so many L's and you've been able to withstand so many blows before, what makes the next time different? What makes the next time different? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Because even me before, when I was younger, man, when I thought of being a fighter, this was like when I first got out of high school, my dad, he was like, you know what? The training part is good. He was like, training part is fine because that's something that keeps you strong mentally and, of course, keeps you in shape. But he was like, I don't think you really want to be a fighter. He was like, you see how these guys turn out? As much as we love watching fights together, he would always pull out those examples. Like, he, go to the extent of talking about how Joe Louis, wasn't financially well when he retired. He was still having to do other things and work and wrestle and do all of that. Then you got other fighters like Benitez and is it Wilfredo Gomez, who's blind now, Gerald McClellan, who's brain damage. So many boxers died, so he would always throw that out there and say like, oh yeah, boxing's a great sport, to train at, and it's a good hobby. But he would always say, would you really want to do something like that? And I was like, you know what? Nah, I wouldn't. Even after a few times when I have sparred, like last time I have sparred, like a few years back now, I had some headaches. I had some headaches from it. So I was like, yeah, it's a dangerous sport. And, once you think about people who've been in it for so long and then they try to come back, you're like, should they do it? Should they go back and do it? And that's what I see with Paige VanZant, somebody like her who hasn't had the best route and who's taken so many, hard blows, even in like bare knuckle and this stupid sport, power slap. I'm like, does she really want to do this? Like, there's so many things, like so many other things she could be doing now. And that's where I kind of think there's like a little bit of a what do you call it? What did I say the other day? Like, some people are sometimes sadists, or even like a little bit of a masochist there, where they like to take punishment, and I think that Paige VanZant might have that mindset sometimes where, she like to get hit and beat her up a little bit, makes her feel a certain way, or, maybe she likes to go through the training process and, likes to see how tough she can be. But like I said, man, like when you reach a certain age, you just kind of have to find that point, that stopping point to say, this is where I need to be now. Like I have to kind of kick these old ways of wanting to fight, because Paige has never really, again, fought to a level to make me say, oh, she could come back and do it again. Or, oh, man, like she stopped. What if she came back and trained harder, and did this? I never said that with her because I just never seen her, like, wow me with her power, wow me with her submission game, wow me with her wrestling or anything like that, and no disrespect. Like, I mean, yeah, she could fight on a lower level, but even then, like, you've seen her lose on these levels. And again, like, I just have to ask that question, like, is she a glutton for punishment? Because, you're going over here to boxing against this YouTuber, OnlyFans adult star, Elle Brooke, and you nearly take an L in that fight, get dropped in that one. Then you go over to, like, power slap, which is, to me, no technique at all. You know what I mean? You're just bracing yourself to see how many slaps you can take before your brain says, all right, I'm going down. You know what I mean? So when I see her do things like that, it's like, okay, what's the lifespan in this? Like, is this going to help you build your chin up and get you to the next level in MMA? No. So when you factor in her, taking beating in boxing, bare knuckle boxing, which she still hasn't won a match in, and then fighting in or getting slapped around in power slap and losing in all those other ventures, boxing, bare knuckle boxing, and power slap, what kind of body and what kind of shape is she going to be in for MMA, even for the level of GFL? I know she's at American Top Team training with some of these other heavy hitters now, but that's going to be the story to tell right there. Like Natasha Kusatina, she's training with Dakota, they're in there. All of them other fighters, they're going to be saying, okay, can she withstand these blows that we're going to hit her with, at this point? So, you just kind of have to look at all that. So, yeah, Paige VanZant, I know that's her thing is, look, she still feels like she's a fighter, but I think she's just been doing so many other things where it's been putting her comfort level more into this other thing, showing her skin, OnlyFans, and that's her big thing now. So why why even risk that now? There comes a point to me where she needs to stop doing OnlyFans too as well. I mean, come on, you gotta grow up now. You gotta grow up, especially if you're gonna have kids one day. I'm just saying, but not judging. I'm just saying, but even with that, like OnlyFans is like her big money maker. So why continue to butcher your body? Why continue to butcher your body? At the same time, you're getting implants and everything else to build up your stock in OnlyFans, but at the same time, you're getting busted up over here. So why get your brain damaged? Why get your mouth busted many times? Why continue to get scarred up when that's your money maker? When you say OnlyFans makes more money for you than fighting, so why continue to go back and get chopped up and bloodied up and mess that market up for you, And again, you made so much money, so why not just walk away from fighting, period? Why not? But again, I just think it is one of those things where, fighters in general, they have that that it's almost like I said, it's almost like a mental disability. Everybody has one. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Like when I call it a mental disability, I'm not saying it's something like disrespectful. I'm just saying everybody has one. Like everybody has a hang up, whether it be their pride or, like I said, taking punches or taking punishment, seeing how well they can do. I just think that might be something like hers. Everybody from my favorite fighters like Roy Jones, they just don't know when to quit. They never know when to quit. They just never know when to quit because they think that they can do it again. It's almost like a drug. It is like a drug. Walk into the cage, getting hyped up, seeing people cheer you on, getting in there, and getting everybody going when you winning. But then when you get knocked out and lose, then it's like, oh, well, I messed up. But you know what? Next time will be different. Next time will be different. That's how it always is with fighters. Next time will be different. And again, it's just like anything else. It's like being addicted to drinking, adult videos, smoking, dating, just going out and dating. And, whenever things go bad, you go, you know what? Next time will be different. So I just hope the best for Paige. I hope she knows what she's doing on this go round. But to me, like I said, this video, it can be applied to anybody. Just fill in the blank. I don't care who it is. And again, if you come at me with that, oh, y'all don't know what you're talking about. I've seen enough, and we've all witnessed enough. And, actually see people donate money and help out fighters when they fall off like this, So we know what we're talking about. People who've seen it and watched it for years don't actually have to go in there to say, you know what, if I get knocked out 15 times in a row, or if I get knocked out every time I get in there, or if I get slapped in the head so many times, you know what, I'll be okay. No, I don't have to experience that to say, oh, I'll become a vegetable. No, I can watch this person right here in their actions and see it from day one if I follow their career. So again, I hope Paige knows what she's doing in this one. What do y'all think, guys? Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on this. I just wanted to talk about the fight game in general. Like, as much as I love it and, love watching fights, I still got to call this out too, man, and just say, this is a bad decision on Paige VanZant. And I'd really like to see her not go this route again, because I really think she's going to lose her first fight. Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.